Hello everyone and welcome to yet another Schmeat video. This is an emergency video because the Hornets just made a big decision that it will affect nearly the next 4 years of our future by hiring Kenny Atkinson as our next head coach after James Borrego to succeed him. And this is a big deal, right? Head coaches are a big deal. You hear all the time Emeka Aduku with the Boston Celtics. You hear his impact on this team. You hear Steve Kerr, Brad Stevens when he was the Celtics coach, Eric Spoelstra, Greg Popovich. I can name off a lot of influential coaches that when you look at a team and you look at how well they might do in a season or if they win a game down the stretch, a lot of that has to do with coaching. And I believe we hired the best available head coach in Kenny Atkinson. There were other hires out there. Devin Ham was another guy. He went to the Lakers. But I believe Kenny Atkinson was the next best guy to get. There really wasn't any competition as of right now. Chris Quinn, the assistant coach of the Miami Heat, was in a lot of talks. But Michael Jordan interviewed Kenny Atkinson on Wednesday, and he gets a job 2 days later, which sounds pretty good. But what does this mean for the Charlotte Hornets moving forward? It means that there will be a lot more emphasis on defense. And for the next 4 years, because we did sign him for a 4-year deal, which is kind of crazy after firing your head coach, I will expect a lot more defense under Kenny Atkinson. I believe James Borrego tried, but a lot of the team didn't buy in with him, especially our young guys didn't really buy in with him. But if I want to talk a little bit about Kenny Atkinson's past or history as an assistant coach and head coach, he spent nearly 6 years as an assistant coach before getting enough credit, enough street cred to get his first head coaching job with the Brooklyn Nets, which he turned his first season. Like, he didn't have a lot to work with the Brooklyn Nets, I'm just being honest. But he turned a 20-62 season in 2016 and 2017 to a playoff team nearly 2 years later with D'Angelo Russell and turning them into a positive team going 40-42. So going from 20 wins to 42 wins with nearly the same roster in 2 years is pretty good in my book. And obviously in his head coaching career, he has more losses than wins, but I believe that's a direct reflection on the team he was dealt with. And he's coming in with a lot of experience. He was under Mike Budenholzer in Atlanta. He was under Tyronn Lue for the Clippers, and he was now under Steve Kerr for the Warriors. And I do want to emphasize that it's kind of weird because Kenny Atkinson had all these meetings with different teams and Michael Jordan with the Hornets while the Warriors were going on their run. Did that have an effect towards how people viewed him, that the Warriors are doing so well and Kenny Atkinson is the head assistant coach, that we hired him? It probably did, if I had to be honest. But I'm excited about this hire. I think he's far better than James Borrego was for us. And there was a lot of people on Hornets Twitter, NBA Twitter, that were talking about we're 17 days away from the NBA draft and the Hornets still don't have a head coach. Well, we do. And I honestly don't know why that matters, because head coaches don't have a lot of decisions to make as far as the draft. They don't have a lot of say in the draft, so I don't know why you would need a head coach before the draft, because that's more of the GM and front office. So it doesn't really make a lot of sense why people were wondering about this imaginary deadline of 17 days away the draft is. So I'm just happy that we found stability for the next 4 years and in Kenny Atkinson, and I think he's going to be great for the next 4 years. And hopefully he brings Charlotte into the playoffs, because that is our goal. We got LaMelo, his rookie of the year and all-star. We got into the play-in for 2 straight years, but the next goal for the Charlotte Hornets should be the playoffs, and hopefully we can do it not by way of the play-in and maybe get a 6 seed, because that, I think, is best case scenario. And if that takes moving Gordon Hayward, moving our draft picks, I will take that just to get back in the playoffs, because I think it's influential for our young players to get that playoff experience. And obviously there's only so much you can learn in 2 years by losing by 30 in the playoffs. But yeah, that's where I am right now. Good hire. I like it. I don't think there's anybody that's disagreeing with this hire, and I like it. So that's the video. I'll see you guys later.